Skippy, moon for sky, they smile. We they groove across the mile. Now moonlight dance. We they flute, they play our heart.
All right, let's get started. Once again, welcome to the Be Audacious webinar series, section 6. I'm new to Minor, one among the co-founders for Be Audacious, and I'll be your partial host for this insightful session. Today, we'll be diving into an important discussion, that is ethical AI, bias, privacy, and responsible AI. And before we dive into today's topic, I'd love to introduce my incredible co-founders, that is Ivy and Abigail, who have played a key role in shaping Be Audacious. I'll start with Ivy, then Abby will introduce who Be Audacious is. Please take a moment to introduce yourselves. The floor is yours. You can start with Ivy.
Okay, hi guys, hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ivy. I am part of this amazing community. I am also part of Geek Sisters, which you'll be hearing in a few about them in a few minutes, maybe seconds, in a few minutes. Thank you so much for being here. As we approach the end of this series, AI and ML, I hope everyone has learned something, and there'll be another special announcement at the end. Thank you.
Hi guys, I hope I'm audible. My name is Abigail Ndegwa. I'm also a co-founder at Be Audacious, and I'm excited to have you guys here for the 6th session in the AI and ML track. So just in the next few minutes, I'll give a brief introduction of who Be Audacious is. Be Audacious is a tech community which is all-inclusive. By all-inclusive, I mean we try to create an ecosystem where both people who are getting started in tech and experts get to collaborate together, and they get to assist one another in tech. So we accommodate both males and females, whether you are new to tech or you are just you are a professional at it. And we do all tracks. Currently, we are working on the AI and ML track. That is the series that we have been having, and we are in session 6. If you have missed our other sessions, don't worry. We have the sessions recorded in our YouTube channel. We will share the link in the comment section. So be sure to check the comment section for the links to join our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp channel, where we get to post internship opportunities and very many things. Yes. So be on the lookout for the same. And like Ivy has said, we have a special announcement at the end. So we're excited to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abby and Ivy, for that introduction. Moving on, today we are also joined by our friends from Geeksters, an amazing tech community that supports developers in their learning, career, and growth too. And I would love to invite a representative from Geeksters to briefly introduce the community and share what they do. Welcome.
Hi guys, it's me again, Ivy. I am part of Dixers as well, and we worked with Be Audacious for a while now, and we are also all about empowering women in STEM, and we also welcome all the allies who would like to be part of us. We are essentially a community of women in tech, and if you'd like to join, there'll be a link in the description. And also, we also do our own events, our own webinars, and workshops. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you so much, Ivy, for that. I'll proceed. Now to get in today's session. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, ethical concerns surrounding it continue to grow. And we have issues like AI bias, data privacy, and responsible AI development. which are crucial to ensuring fairness and trust in AI systems. And to guide us through this important conversation, we honored to have Tabitha Mutharo, a data scientist, who will be guiding us through the discussion, breaking down key ethical challenges and discussing ways we can build AI that benefits everyone. And without further ado, Tabitha, the floor is yours. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. So let me present my screen. All right, so today we'll be discussing about ethical AI, and I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So you'll be discussing, oops, 1 second. Okay. About ethical AI, bias, privacy, and also responsible AI. So about me, I am a data scientist and also a machine learning engineer, passionate about AI for impact. So as a lead Women in Data Nairobi and also a Women in Data Science ambassador, I advocate AI for education and inclusivity. I'm also a volunteer with the United Nations on AI for climate action, developing machine learning models to predict climate risks. And lastly, I am now a data consultant with Fast Remote Services, and I'm sure my boss is on the call. So I understand this is a series, so you guys know what artificial intelligence is. So I'll delve dive, delve deep into what now. What is AI bias? Artificial intelligence bias, or AI bias, refers to the systematic discrimination embedded within AI systems that can reinforce existing biases and amplify discrimination, prejudice, and also stereotyping. So we always saying that AI is biased. Okay. If you don't get this, it's okay. If you get, it's okay also. So why are you so biased there? Okay. I hope you got the meme. Um, so what are the real world examples and risks of AI bias? AI makes biased decisions in that it learns from data, and if that data is biased, the AI can make unfair decisions. For example, in hiring an AI tool might favor male candidates if the training data mainly includes men, and probably vice versa if it includes women. The second thing is it may damage a reputation of a company. When AI makes biased mistakes, it not only harms people, but it can also hurt the organization's reputation. For instance, if healthcare AI gives inaccurate results for a certain group, it can cause trust issues with the public. Another example is the healthcare bias. If the data used to train a healthcare AI system does not represent certain groups, for example, when an AI model used to predict health risks, may perform poorly for African American patients if it's primarily trained on data for white patients. Another example is stereotypes in AI generated images. This has been what has been going on at the moment. I've actually seen a TikTok video where there was a woman explaining how AI was biased in terms of color, and also, she asked for African women, and then she got people of color, not people of color, white. They were almost white. So, such as those created by Stable Diffusion, these are examples of AI, the AIs, Stable Diffusion or Midjourney, can reflect society bias. Studies have shown that AI generated images often depict a narrow view of certain professions, such as men being more likely to be depicted as doctors or CEOs, while women are underrepresented in these roles. The other example is predictive policing and racial bias. AI-powered tools in the criminal justice system, like predictive policing, are designed to forecast where crimes may occur. However, these systems often rely on historical arrest data, which can be biased and disappropriate, which affects minority communities. And now this can lead to overpolicing in certain neighborhoods and reinforce racial profiling. This we might not relate, but probably happens mostly um, in the West. So, what are the sources of this bias that we're talking about? One is the algorithm bias. If you are in machine learning, you know what algorithm bias means. This occurs when the design and parameters of algorithms inadvertently introduces bias. Even if the data is unbiased, the way the algorithm processes uh, pro- the way the algorithm process and prioritizes certain features over others can result to discriminatory outcomes. The other source of bias is human decision. Um, as we all know, sometimes you are subject to some decision. So it might lead you doing that in data labeling, model development, and other stages in the AI life cycle. This bias reflects the prejudice and the cognitive biases of the individuals and the teams involved in developing the AI. Other source is data bias. Biases presented in data uh, now that data is used to train AI models can lead to biased outcomes. If the training data predominantly represents certain demographics or contains historical bias, the AI will definitely reflect these imbalances in the predictions and decisions. The other source is generative AI bias. So, generative AI models like those used in creating text, images, and videos can produce biased or inappropriate content based on the bias present in their training data. These models can reinforce stereotypes or generate outputs that marginalize certain groups or viewpoints. Is so for example, I had Googled about what is happening in Israel and the Palestinians. So the AI was more biased to Palestinians compared to the Israelites and Israel, sorry, Israel. So this shows that whatever data was used to train the model was biased at some point. So other sources include exclusion bias, recall bias, prejudice bias, and also stereotyping bias. So you'll just note this down, and now you can now go and look what are the meaning of these kinds of bias. So how do we mitigate bias in AI? One is data preprocessing techniques. These to reduce the influence of discrimination before the AI model is trained on the data. The other thing is fairness aware algorithms. These approach codes in rules and guidelines to ensure that the outcome generated by AI models are equitable to all individuals or groups involved. The other one is data post-processing techniques. Data post-processing adjusts the outcome of AI models to help ensure fair treatment. In contrast, To pre-processing, this calibration occurs after decision is made. For example, the LLMs that generate text may include a screener to detect and filter out hate speech. Um, these I would give an example of Grok. If you guys have seen what Grok is doing, so we could have like a screener to detect and filter out hate speech. Auditing and transparency. Human oversight is incorporated into processes to audit AI-generated decisions for bias and fairness. Developers can also provide transparency into how AI systems arrive at conclusions and decide how much weight to give to those results. These findings are then used to further refine AI tools involved. Now, this cannot happen alone. We need to have a collaborative effort to mitigate the AI bias, because if we do not do this, one one team may be, for the to mitigate the AI bias, and the others may find it okay just to train the AI models using a biased data. So here we call for collaboration with data teams, organizations to implement rigorous audits and ensure that the data is clean and free from bias. Regular reviews of the training data used for AI models is necessary to identify the potential issues. The other thing is engagement with legal and compliance. It is important to partner with legal and compliance teams to establish clear policies and governance frameworks that mandate transparency and non-discriminatory AI systems. This collaboration helps mitigate risks associated with biased outcomes. The other one is to support for training initiatives. Companies can invest in training programs that emphasize inclusive practices and awareness in bias of AI. This includes workshops like we are having right now, collaboration with external organizations to promote best practices. The last one is establish a robust governance structure. Companies should implement governance frameworks that define accountability and oversight for AI systems. This includes setting clear guidelines for ethical AI use and ensuring regular monitoring to assess compliance with established standards. Now, so what are the few of the emerging trends in fair AI development? So, even if we have bias in the world, we still have some good that is being done. So, one, we have explainable AI. AI is being designed to be more transparent, making it easy for users to understand how decisions are made, ensuring accountability. The other thing is ensure user-centric design. AI is being developed with a focus on meeting the needs of users with feedback from diverse groups to create more inclusive systems. Some companies also are doing community engagement. So this is engaging the communities that are affected by AI to gather feedback, ensuring the development process um, addresses diverse concern. The other thing is synthetic data to combat data scarcity and bias. Organizations are using synthetic data to create diverse data sets without compromising people's privacy. The last one is fairness by design. Fairness is being built into AI systems from the start, with fair algorithms and impact assessment during the design phase. Now, so the second bit we'll talk about is privacy and AI. So, who owns your data and how secure is it? So, one person from the audience, kindly tell me, do you think your data is secure? maybe I'll choose Ivy. How secure do you think your data is in a scale of 1 to 10?
Maybe maybe six.
Okay, okay.
Six.
All right. All right. All
Mhm.
right. Uh, Let me choose another person. Brandon Omutiti. In a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think your data is secure? All right. Let's continue. So, um, I'm sure it's no news to you the role of AI and how it's transforming the world around us. But you may not know how much your data plays a key role in the whole transformation process. Well, it's simple. AI systems are trained on data sets, and the more data they are trained with, the better they perform. Uh, so, the data that you input is what trains the models. Now, people have been complaining how AI is taking their data. Yes, it is, but also you want an AI which works well. Uh, Let me ask this question. How do you want it to work? You get it? So now the question is, how does AI use our data and what does it use it for? Let me show you here a few examples. To improve our online experience, sometimes when we use search engines like Google and Bing, or social media platforms like Facebook, TikTok, AI systems regularly collect and analyze our data to personalize our experiences. That is why sometimes you sometimes see recommended products you might like. Sorry, that is why you sometimes see recommended products you might like, suggest old friends to connect with, or show us ads that are relevant to our interests. To develop new products and services, AI can also be used to develop new products and services in different industries, such as healthcare, uh, to transport, to manufacture also. For example, AI is used to develop new medications and treatments and optimize manufacturing processes. Now, okay, I'm not sure, but I think the COVID vaccine, for it to be better, because I think there were those that were before, for it to be better, they used some of the data they collected from people. When unfortunately those who are dead, what made you took this and you're dead. Maybe we could improve this from this. Yeah. The other one is streamlining services like Spotify and Apple Music. They also use AI to recommend movies and TV shows that we might like to watch. Sometimes when you're listening to music on Spotify, so when the next song comes, you're like, you really know me well. But it is always that the AI is usually learning your patterns and the kind of music that you want. Or even um, this example might not apply to all. Um, when you're going through a heartbreak, so you're listening to music and then the next music really resonates with how you feel. So yeah. Now the other thing is the bank use AI to detect fraudulent transactions and prevent identity theft. So, is my data safe with AI? Just as earlier said, AI systems are trained on large data sets, and they use AI to analyze our data. However, to answer the question if the data is safe with AI is really complex and depends on several factors, such as the type of AI system, proper security measures, in place. Maybe I can be proven wrong. So yeah, this is how like privacy does not really work in our now world. So Google says we respect your privacy, and now we have also Google. Whenever you say anything, like you're talking with your friend, and when you open your phone, you find Google recommending some things your friend said. So yeah. So privacy concerns, the ethical use and fairness. While AI has potential to improve our lives in many ways, some privacy concerns must be considered. For instance, if an AI system is collecting and analyzing your data, it may be biased or inaccurate. Furthermore, AI systems are only as good as the data they are trained on. So, if the data is biased or inaccurate, the AI system will be biased and inaccurate as well. Well, there is good and bad about this, where we share our data. One, we are complaining of it being biased towards the whites, but also we are skeptical about sharing the data. So, how will it learn? That's a rhetorical question. This is why it is important to ensure that AI systems are trained on data that is representative of the population they are being used to serve. So, in conclusion, while there are risks associated with the use of AI in our data, most AI companies are taking steps to protect our data, while some don't anyway. Others don't. However, to protect your data, be selective about who you share your data with. Only share your data with companies that you trust and that have a good reputation for security. Uh-huh. Well, yeah, that can be all right. I don't agree with it because, well, Google says that they have, good, um, they're really using our data properly, or even it's secure. But anywho, we see it in our day-to-day lives. Also, something we do not do, or probably a few of you do, is read the privacy policy before you share your data with any company. One thing I came to realize is I read the data thingy, the data usage of not data usage, how TikTok collects our data. And it was really amazing to see that TikTok can also monitor every keystroke you make on your keyboard, even if you're not on TikTok. So, yeah, you guys should. I know most of you did not know that, but kindly read those privacy policies. It will save you like a lot. Also, use strong passwords accounts from unauthorized access. Something also I might wanted to say, please do not use one password for many accounts. That is a no-go zone. Finally, beware of potential risks associated with using AI systems. These will help you make informed decisions about how to protect your data. Now, the last bit of our webinar. So, what is the role of AI in the society? And this is in regards to, is it going to take your job or is it creating jobs? Now, forgive me if use too much memes, but I love memes. So on my left side, it's been 3 months and ChatGPT has not replaced your job. There's that relief. And then the other on my right, when you realize that ChatGPT can do your job and when you realize ChatGPT can do your job. If you get it, is okay. If you don't get it, we continue. So while AI adoption made it that they can think like humans, only large corporations, for large corporations and tech experts, they are always 100% accurate and too expensive for small and medium enterprises. So we'll talk more about replacing human jobs. I'll touch a bit on 100% accuracy and also can think like humans. So, this is another one. So, people with no idea about AI telling me that AI will destroy the world. And then there is me wondering why my neural network is still working. I hope you get it. Okay. So, while AI adoption may lead to some job displacement, it also brings a fourth wave of job creation and transformation. A study by McKinsey Global Institute estimates that as early as 2030, AI could contribute to the creation of 20 million to 50 million new jobs globally. These jobs will encompass a wide range of sectors, including healthcare, technology, finance, and many more. They also made a report by that 2030, at least 14% of the employees, globally could need to change their careers due to digitization, robotics, and AI advancement. Now, jobs that are most likely to be automated due to AI and robotics. So if you don't see your job here, let's say you're safe. Customer service representatives, because we have seen AI chatbots handling repetitive queries efficiently, reducing the number of human representatives. And actually, yesterday on LinkedIn, I saw a guy who has developed a customer service chatbot, which was really amazing. We also have receptionists. AI powered systems manage calls and the greet guests, replacing human oh, receptionists in many businesses. You also have accountants, AI driven bookkeeping, and cloud based accounting services automate financial record keeping. We also have the salespeople. Now we have digital marketing and AI powered target advertising reduce the need of traditional sales roles. Research and analysis. AI is streamlining data analysis, reducing the demand for human analysts in the research field. We also have warehouse work, and we have seen these probably it happening, and uh, some of it some of you have seen it on movies. So automation improves order processing, reducing manual labor in warehouses. So these I've seen the work of robots on a warehouse on The Forge. It's a Christian movie. So yeah, they are really doing amazing work and they are really fast compared to humans. We also have insurance underwriting. AI can analyze data and assess risks, decreasing the number for human underwriters. And then finally, we have retail self-checkout systems, reducing reliance of cashiers in stores. We have seen these in, is it Japan? Yeah, either Japan or China. So these days before AI, where a developer could code 2 hours and developer could debug for 6 hours. In the days of ChatGPT, you generate code in 5 minutes and you debug it for 24 hours. If you haven't gone through this, well, if you have, we are sorry. You really need to go back to class and learn some coding. All right. So jobs that will not, AI will not replace. We have teachers. AI can assist in education, but human teacher Human teachers provide inspiration, mentorship, and emotional support that technology cannot replace. For emotional support, if you have ever used ChatGPT as a therapist, raise your hand. So, yeah, I think for the emotional support, it is really trying. Lawyers and judges, legal work requires negotiation, critical thinking, and ethical judgment, which AI lacks. So, AI is not 100%, and it cannot think like humans. Directors, managers, and CEOs, leadership, vision, and decision making in business requires emotional intelligence, strategical thinking, personal influence, making AI unlikely. To replace them. We have HR managers. While AI can streamline hiring, where we have seen even it doing a lot of mistakes in hiring, um, a lot of hiring, AI powered hiring, those things, they were mostly trained with male data. So women sometimes are sidelined by these AIs. So human resource managers handle motivation, conflict resolution, and workplace culture, which require human interaction. We also have psychologists, surgeons, computer system analysts, and also artists and writers. So, those that are saying we stop AI now, well, stop AI and research now, and then we'll have China developing their own AI, in which they have, when you compare OpenAI to DeepSeek. I hope you get the memes. So, how to embrace AI and adapt to the changing job market? Embrace lifelong learning. Stay updated with AI advancements by taking courses, attending workshops, and keeping up with industry trends. Develop soft skills, focus on communication, problem solving, and creativity, as AI cannot replicate human emotion intelligence. Be agile, adapt new skills, roles, and career changes quickly to stay relevant in the evolving AI driven job market. And the last one, specialize. Gain expertise in a specific field to stand out and increase your value in a world where AI is becoming more widespread. Yeah, my presentation is there. Questions, and then you can connect with me on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. We really enjoyed it. Um, I think yes. If anyone has a question, you can just raise your hand or put it in the chat. Does anyone have a question? Any question? Data science, AI, ML?
Also, yes, Chris.
Okay, thank you so much. So my question to Tabitha is, uh, okay, most of the time, some people argue that AI, how we
Mhm.
can correct the AI bias is through techniques such as reweighting, the training data. So, but I believe in one way or another, when we reweight the training data, in a way it can distort the reality. So how do we ensure that AI reflects what the truth is rather than having that, let me call it a sanitized version just for the sake of uh, trying to to clear AI bias.
Okay. Kindly repeat your question. I didn't get it very well.
My question is, okay,
Mm-hmm.
people do argue on
Mm-hmm.
how to correct AI bias, and one of them is reweighting um, training data. So my question is,
Reweighting.
yeah,
Okay.
re- reweighting
What
training
is
data.
reweighting?
Reweighting basically is, uh, let me say in simple terms,
Mm-hmm.
trying to uh, let me say trying to
Oh, reweighting. Okay. Okay.
you're getting it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, uh, okay, let me say trying to adjust, the importance of different data points during, when you will be training your data model, something like that.
Mm-hmm. No, your
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, so my question is, some argue that the only way is to reweight the training data, but for me,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that in one way or another distorts the reality.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
how can we deal with this? Because we don't just need uh, a sanitized data, but we also need the reality as well.
Um, okay, I'll give you a simple answer. Is one allowing the AIs to use your own data? Is it? Well, at times you might feel underrepresented, but at some point you do not give AI your data. And also, now where we talked about organizations um, coming together and having the data that they are using being not biased, being diverse. Fine tuning might not work because if the data is still biased, it will not. It will have the same results. So yeah, you just one give AI your data, and the other one where companies can come together and use unbiased data. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Uh, Nelson, I think Nelson has a question.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, so mine is not a question per se, but a suggestion. It's just a concern. So you're talking about ethical AI. So there's no way you can talk about ethical AI without raising the questions to do with data licensing. You going to your grandmother and collecting data, the data is going to be used by some money generating companies
Mm-hmm.
without the contributors benefiting from that.
Mm-hmm.
So the concern is the societal benefit,
Yeah.
whether we will need to find a balance between fair use
Mm-hmm.
and benefits which are generated based on the use of the data. Like we have to get back as a society, we need to
Mm-hmm.
get back. You need the companies need to contribute towards the use of the data. The contribution might not be necessarily in terms of money, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe through acknowledgement. You don't expect a student using data for research to contribute money for the same, but maybe acknowledgement in the published papers,
Mm-hmm.
then things to do with the money for big companies, and then
Yeah.
recognition certificates. Give the society, if at all the society have a dedicated office, do you have certificates to at least allocate to the to the community? So that is a very serious concern. So maybe we will consider that. So license is very key when you talk about ethical use of data. That is because data we are talking about quality data implies what? Quality models.
Mm-hmm.
But again, data sources data comes from the society.
Mm-hmm.
someone I talked about companies they're not curating the data set.
Yeah.
They get curated data set from us. So how are they contributing towards that?
Okay.
That is a challenge.
All right.
So maybe you can give a yeah. Yeah, so maybe you could consider data licensing.
Mm-hmm.
There are methods of data licensing. We have the CC by 40, which are those are the traditional licenses which had been which had been formed before. So we need to find alternative licenses which ensure that the use of data, if at all the data is, you should first of all know that free data is not always free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so because open source data is not always free, because of course you have to use your data bundles to access it, so you don't call it free. So what is there is that we need to find alternative licenses
Yeah,
which ensure that
sure.
communities also gain from their contributions in terms of the data, which is a core resource in the model development.
Okay. Thank you so much for your input, Nelson. Tomno, I hope I didn't butcher your name. Okay, so I'll answer that. We have Glorious.
Hello, Tabitha and everyone.
Hello.
Okay, that was a nice session. I've really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you so much.
So, I have two concerns in regards to the AI ethic.
Okay.
We have like laws or things that are laws that have been set to govern how AI should be used, because I think this can maybe reduce the biasness and maybe can give a different perspective on how we use AI, especially in Kenya or in Africa, now that AI is coming up.
That I'm not sure, but I've seen other continents doing it. I am yet to read this AI document that was released by the government. Maybe I'll get back to you with that. But at the moment, I am not. I have seen a lot of documents going out on how to minimize in a way in which AI came in. We didn't have time to reinforce those rules. We are just swimming in uncharted territories, and we do not know the impact. But since we want to be ahead, just as the world is, I guess we still don't care what goes on unless we come up with those solutions and actually force companies to follow them. Because now, yes, we read those privacy things. Are you sure that company follows it to the letter? So yeah, we are still working towards it. We are not yet there.
Okay, and also what Nelson has said, I think concerning the data, I think also if we want AI to not be biased towards us, we also need to give out the data, but
Yes.
also the ethical concerns of if my grandma gives out her data, she's not going to use AI. How is it? Okay, I'm just echoing what Nelson has said. It's a great concern.
If she does not use the AI, the person next, okay, the next generation will benefit from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not about now you benefiting from it. You see, these things they're still learning. So actually, whatever data you're using right now was someone else did contribute to giving out data. So yeah, you can't say that since my grandmother gave out the data she needs to. Nah, it's not working like that.
Oh, that's a great perspective. Thank you for the response.
You're welcome. Bernard?
Hi, Tabitha.
Hi, Bernard.
Yeah, thank you for the session. It has been really informative. I've learned a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now I have two questions. One of them, what advice would you give somebody who wants to start learning about AI? Would you suggest he starts from scratch, and by scratch I mean start learning about coding, things like those, or he can use some AI tools to maybe fast track his learning process? uh, AI tools that can assist him learn codes even faster. That is one. Two, I'm sure you use a lot of AI tools, so I would request if you can just share like five or just few from the top of your mind, the most frequent AI tools you use, and you use them to do what exactly?
Okay. So, are you using, so you want to start AI, and is it for research or is it to automate your tasks?
Uh, Both.
Okay. So, okay. Now, as we have seen, for you to be ahead of the curve, you really need to specialize. And nowadays, for you to stay ahead, you really need to know the nitty gritty things. Because I think if you say it'll just learn on top, everyone has done that. But you need to like go deeper. And for you to go deeper is now to know how about you can use, yes, the tools, the chat GPT, the DeepSeek, by from the meme that I shared. Actually, that's the truth. It can do 1,000 debug in less hours. But when ChatGPT came, sometimes it's really hard to find the bug because you don't own the code. And then there's beauty in owning the code. So if you just want to automate your tasks and learn just a few things, just do the AI courses that are around. By the way, I've seen a lot of them, which can help you navigate through the AI tools. But if you want to do like the hard work and you want to stay ahead, I'd advise you start from scratch, in my own opinion. AI tools, do you mean the chat GPT?
Nope. There are several AI tools. For example, like there's an AI tool for coding. There's Towny, Val. Those are the examples that
No.
I would like you to share.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Please don't judge me, but I use ChatGPT one for it helps me think, and also it kind of helps in therapy though. We listen, we don't judge. So it helps me now clear my head sometimes. I also use DeepSeek. Um, but I don't share personal information with DeepSeek. Google, no, GitHub Copilot helps me with coding. Um, do I use others? No, I don't think I use others. Those are the three I mostly use.
Thanks. That's enough. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. We have Dennis and then Edward. Please kindly type the question on the chat. I'll answer it from there. Edward?
Okay, thank you, Tabitha. Edward, thank you for the good presentation. It was insightful. Now, I have two questions.
Yes.
One about the emerging threats.
Yes.
Okay, just the other day we did not have artificial intelligence, and
Yes.
the way it have grown, it is amazing. It is really rapid.
Yes.
So when we're speaking about the future of artificial intelligence, we are speaking about AI agents. I don't know, maybe you might be familiar with them, whereby they will be making their to be making decision autonomously. Now, my question about regarding that is, how has is there any governance or any AI governance that have been put in place so that we can govern the rapid growth of artificial intelligence? Now, the second one is just like a concern about, I don't know how I will put it, but let me put it this way.
Put it the way you want.
We have a challenge. I think we have a challenge in Africa when we're speaking about artificial intelligence,
Yes.
because we have developed very we have not developed much so many tools when we are speaking about artificial intelligence, but we are adopting some governance measures in the Europe AI Act, which we are trying to implement now. Let me okay. I don't know, let me reframe myself. First of all, you can answer that question as I try to think of how I'm going to put that.
So, you asked if we have like AI governance to minimize the growth of AI, right? That was the first question.
And not really the growth, but rather the impact that AI will have, because you see, for example, when I'm speaking about artificial intelligence agents, these are artificial intelligence tools that will be making autonomous decisions. And if, for example, if these agents will be thinking or will be making decision autonomously, they can decide anything. If they decide that the human race, I hope you understand. So, is there any? That's why my question comes in. Is there any measure to regulate or to govern that particular thing?
So, from what I've heard, there has been, is it the UN that has made people to pause that the growth, as getting where you're saying that they'll make decision autonomously. There was a conference in the US where they were, I'm not sure if it's in the US, where they were telling people to pause. Yes, we are pausing, but other companies are still continuing. You might say we are pausing today, and as human beings, we are really rebellious. So we'll still continue anyway, but on the down low. But there has been some regulations where now people are being told to pause and now understand what AI is, because I'm sure some of you have created AI agents and chatbots, but do you really know the risks that are there? Because they were talking about where we have seen a time where an AI in movies, I've not seen, it has been in real world, but in movies where an AI can no longer get commands from a human. There was such in a lab in the US, but it was kept on the down low na hazijatoka na mimi. It was kept in the down low. That robot could not listen to the human behind it. So yeah, I think there was something that came up where we were told we really need to pause on what we are doing and understand what we are really doing. Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
let me
thank you.
see.
Thank you. I think I'm answered. But I had another concern
Okay.
about how we as give our data. Maybe I know that we have Data Migration Act, and my question is, why do we not really give out this data freely? Even the government data, sometimes you have to purchase it. You cannot just find it freely. Government data, maybe it's for research. So, is there anything I think we as researchers, can we benefit, or rather, is there anything that is being put forward so that we can just eradicate these limitations of accessing data?
If you're asking about Kenya, okay. I'm sorry for laughing, but how do we like make things like data work, data privacy, if our health sector is even, you know, and also people in offices don't even understand what AI is all about. I'm sure you've all seen that meme of where your boss is wearing, the material trouser, telling you that if this is your boss, AI is not going to replace you anytime soon. So I think we're really far, because I was in a webinar last year by Kenya Tech Events, and there was a cybersecurity guy, and he said he could access eCitizen within 5 minutes, and you can see how eCitizen is like a precious thing in this Kenya of ours. So we are really far. If these guys are allocating billions of money on AI, yet they have not understood what AI is. We I, we are yet there. We are yet to get there, and you can see the people behind it. Okay, so it is very funny that the people behind the billions don't even know what AI is, or even don't know how it works, or privacy things. You can see there are things leaking on the internet, and yet those are the people who are supposed to safeguard our information. Man, this is Kenya.
I sort of agree. I think there are several comments and questions on the chat. I'll start with this one I saw. Ahmed Nusra asks, in regards to AI ethics, what are your thoughts on animated generated images by AI similar to a famous animation studio production? Can the production company lawsuit against OpenAI be valid in court if they decide to pursue the case?
Huh. Are they suing due to copyright or?
I'm not sure. Ahmed, you in the call. You can just confirm, but I think so because essentially they're just mimicking the same thing.
Yeah, you can sue, but also I saw the owner of this cryptocurrency guy who was, is it Binacol or something? You guys don't know the owner until today, but people are using his cryptos or his coins. What if whoever you're suing, you even don't know them? Or you're even suing an AI. So, yeah. Yes, Satoshi Nakamoto. We have never seen the guy. Or maybe we do not know if it's somebody behind an AI, or you might never know if you're suing an AI or you're suing a real person. Yeah. But you can sue if you know the person.
Okay, so I don't think there's any other.
How
Otieno
can I
Onyango.
start? Okay.
Uh, Otieno Onyango, from your presentation, it seems what I've been learning from accounting, risk modeling, and data analysis is going to be automated. Could you kindly advise someone like me a way forward? Do we jump ship?
Do not. This is Kenya. We are yet to get there. So keep doing your work. Yeah. But upskill and specialize. Be good at now. Look at the latest risk modeling AIs or even accounting AIs and be ahead of the curve. But before you get there, yeah, you'll have to do it in Excel or whatever you use.
Okay, I don't think there's any other question I'm seeing. There's
There's
one. Mhm.
question. How can I start data science? Oh, wow, amazing question. Python. Start with Python. Learn the basics. Where we have Python. Learn how to get data in terms of SQL, getting data from web databases. Sorry. You'll use SQL. Also learn a bit of some API, and then now you can begin with data analysis, then data science.
I think I think he I think that is answered, Halton. Okay, he's not reacting, so we'll just move on. So thank you so much. If you have any other question, you can send it to our group and we'll forward it to Tabitha herself and she'll answer. So thank you so much for joining. We are a bit
Thank you for
late.
having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tabitha. It was a wonderful session. I enjoyed the memes. I learned something new, about reading the terms and conditions and privacy. It was amazing, and I thank you to everyone who has spoken, who has commented, asked questions. Yeah. So I think that's all for today. But before you guys leave, I would like to announce that next week will be matter. Can take us through it. Maybe it's a chatbot, but you were told not to say chatbot, so maybe it is an assistant, an AI assistant that you formed. Yeah. So just generally taking whatever we've learned from session 1 all the way to now to this is session 6. Yeah. So next week will be a session 7 and it will be done. And then after session 7, we will have a panel discussion just to wrap up the whole field before we move to our next tech track. So stay tuned, guys. Yes, Kevin. Do you think Kenyan companies can offer data science attachments at this point? I am not the right person to answer that, but yes, they can.
Okay. Okay, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Mi nilikuwa nauliza hiyo swali ya
Mm-hmm.
like, do you think the Kenyan companies can offer data science attachment at this point venye tuko sahi? Do you think wako na hiyo washakuwa fine that wanaweza offer the attachment sahi ama bado hawajafika hiyo kiwango?
They are.
Yeah.
They are offering roles and attachments. Yeah. You only look for the right company.
Yeah.
Okay, poa, you can unaweza tusuggestia companies kadhaa hivi tuone ni aje.
So we have. Oh, sorry, Tabitha.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just plugging our WhatsApp. If you have a question, please drop it to on the chat, or send it to our WhatsApp group. Also, we have a YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel where we upload all our sessions. So if you missed it, the YouTube channel link is on the description. Be Audacious. Yeah. Thank you so much. If you missed it, you can go there. If you missed the first session, second session, all of them are there. Yes, H and okay, it's lowered. Yeah. So thank you so much. You can just leave at your own pleasure. Have yourselves a wonderful evening or night.
This way.